Hello and welcome to my kitchen. My name is Sherry and today is Easter. So I thought it'd be a great time to show you some different varieties of deviled eggs that you can make using up your leftover hard-boiled eggs. But before I get started, let me just say, if this is your first time here, you love food, you love fun, you're in the right spot. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss anything new. All right, so I actually don't have any leftover hard-boiled eggs, so we're going to make some. And my favorite way to do it is in my Pampered Chef Quick Cooker. So this is a pressure cooker, and you can do this in any pressure cooker. The thing I love about ours, though, and this actually will fit an Instant Pot, too. So we sell some accessories, and one of them is an egg rack. So you get 2 of these in a set. So you can actually do 24 hard-boiled eggs in 12 minutes in here. So that's why I absolutely love it. So I'm going to go ahead and place this down in here. Oh, another thing you can do is you can buy, they're like little, I don't know if they're 1 cup or 2 cup, little glass bowls that'll actually sit in these little holes. And if you use both trays, you can make 6 of them, but you can do like little mini cheesecakes, little individual desserts, yogurt, custards, all kinds of things. So I'm just going to lower my eggs down in there. Pour in a cup of water. So anytime you use a pressure cooker, you want to make sure to put water in it because that is what is going to build your steam. And I have to move around the front here so I can turn it on. So I'm just going to hit custom. And then I'm going to do the time at 12 minutes. So we're just going to adjust this. And the pressure we're going to leave on high just like it is, and we're going to hit start. And that's it. All right, our timer on our pressure cooker just went off. And if you're not familiar with pressure cookers, there's 2 ways that you can release the steam or the pressure. One of those being a natural release, which just means you just let it sit until eventually it has gotten rid of all the pressure on its own. The other way is a manual release where you actually push the button here, or on an Instant Pot, I think it has like a little valve. When I actually prefer ours because you're not putting your hand right where the steam comes out. So I got a little wet there. But as you can see, it's cool. You can run your hand through it. And then it has this right here. I call it a little bobber. I don't really know what it is. It's a little red thing. And it pops up whenever there's pressure in here. And so it actually will not, if you're scared of pressure cookers, which I used to be, but the digital ones are completely different now. They're so much safer. But once this drops down, it'll actually let us open this up. And until that happens, it won't let us do that. So that's a safety mechanism, and there it goes. So there we go. So there are our eggs right there. And I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. And I'm going to put these in a little bit of cool water just so that I'm able to handle them and they're not so hot. Which reminds me, and that's okay if they crack, which reminds me, one of my reasons why this is my favorite way of doing it is because if you do it in a pressure cooker, they are the easiest to peel ever. Now, if you don't have a pressure cooker, you can also do it in an air fryer, and they're easy to peel that way as well. And if you don't have either of those, basically all you need to do is just soak them in some ice water afterwards. And what I kind of do is, so this isn't ice water, but if I didn't use the pressure cooker, I would put these in ice water and I would kind of just tap them all around, crack the shell, and I would leave them sit in the ice water as long as possible. And then it makes them really, really easy to peel. So these should be good to go though. Let's see, I'm going to show you here using this one that I already cracked. Just need to get a little piece of it here. There we go. And you can see, normally they just come off all in one piece, but I think it's because I grabbed them straight out of there. But look, they're always easy to peel when you get them out of there. And they say it makes a difference if you're using fresh or older eggs. I have never had a problem doing it in the ice water or doing it in the pressure cooker or air fryer. But again, this is my favorite way because I could do 24 of these at a time in here. So it is perfect for Easter. Okay, last 2 eggs. So you can see they just come off like all in one. Look how easy that is. So, so easy, right? Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. Wipe down my little mess here, and then I'm going to get all the stuff ready for our deviled egg filling. So I'm just slicing mine lengthwise, and I put a couple of paper towels on my plate here just so my eggs don't go sliding around because they're still a little bit wet. And then, since we're going to do 3 different types of deviled eggs, I have here 3 little containers, or 3 little bowls. I guess they're bowls. And I have a tablespoon of mayonnaise in each. Now, normally I would do like 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise because I would usually do a dozen eggs, or at least a half a dozen. And today I didn't want to make, since I was doing 3 different kinds, I didn't want to have tons and tons of eggs. So I divided this recipe into thirds, and then I will put the recipe that I normally use in the description. So I have about a tablespoon of mayonnaise in each one of these. And then I'm just going to add the yellow of 2 eggs to each one. All right, so last egg here. And then the first one we're going to do is a Southwest deviled egg. So I've got a little bit of salsa here. I'm going to add about a tablespoon. And then we're just going to mix this together. And then once I have this all mixed together, I'm going to add in just a little bit of cumin, tiny bit, and a little bit of chili powder. And we're going to stir this again. And one of the things that I love to do whenever I make deviled eggs is I like to get out my little Pampered Chef pastry bag or decorating bag and fill it up and use one of the tips and make it really decorative. But because I'm only going to have a little bit, I probably won't have enough to fill up the bag. So we're just going to use our spoon and scoop it in here. So 2 eggs each, or 4 halves, I should say. Try to make them all even here. Let me scoot this over so y'all can see what I'm doing. All right. So they're not the prettiest since I'm not piping them out and making them look pretty. All right, I'm going to rinse my hands real quick. And then the other thing I'm going to add, just to kind of decorate these, we'll make them a little bit pretty, is a couple of pieces of corn. And I have like the white and yellow corn. I should have just used the yellow so that it shows up a little bit more. But a few pieces of corn. Let's trade this white one for this yellow one. There we go. A few pieces of corn. And then a little jalapeno on each. Cool, right? All right, so those are our Southwest ones. I'm going to move this back aside. And so the next one we're going to do is an herbed deviled egg. And for this one, we're going to use a little bit of tarragon leaf. A little bit of that. A little bit of parsley. A little bit of chives I've got here. A pinch of salt. Even more than a pinch. A little bit of pepper. And we're going to mix this one up as well. That looks good. So, I forgot I did have my little teeny tiny stainless steel scoop. We could try to use that and see if that makes it a little bit prettier. I don't know if it's quite big enough. Yeah, that does a little bit better job. We just have to put 2 scoops in, I think. And it should be pretty. Well, it should be, but it's kind of sticking, so maybe not. Maybe just use the spoon. All right, we almost got it. And then, to decorate these, and to give them a little more flavor, I'm going to add some extra chives on each one. And then I've also got a little bit of fennel fronds. So these just came off the end of the fennel. And I just happened to save them. So we'll just put a little bit in each one of those. Probably need a little bit more. Well, that really makes them pretty, doesn't it? And then our last one we're going to do, grab my next eggs, is our buffalo one. And this one might just be my favorite. So this is going to get some hot sauce. I've got tiny bits of celery. I'm just going to throw in a little bit of celery here. Probably should have chopped up some more. Wish my eggs a little better. And a little bit of hot sauce. Maybe a little more than a little. That might be kind of a lot in comparison to the eggs and mayo. Stuff a little bit better. And there is that one. All right, so this one we are going to put in our eggs. And then we're going to top this with some blue cheese. And I think I'm just going to do a couple so that I can photograph these. And because I only have a little bit of celery, so a little bit of blue cheese, a little bit of celery, and then just a dash of hot sauce. And those are our buffalo ones. How cool is that, right? Yeah. I'm actually going to eat one of these. So different compared to your normal deviled eggs. And I actually have a lot of different recipes I use. So I probably have, I don't know, 6 or 7 that I'm going to post in the comments. One of my favorite things to add to deviled eggs is roasted red peppers. I think it just gives it a fabulous taste. But anyway, yeah, there's some different ideas for you. So give those a try. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.